Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with hilarious comedian Sam Tripoli of the Tinfoil Hat Podcast.
Hello.
Yay. You should listen to that podcast. It's raucous good time. I was on that show a few weeks ago. Check out that episode. We're going to talk about Donna Brazil blew open the door. We know that the DNC and the primary against Bernie was 100% rigged, not just a little. Wasn't a little cheating, a little favoritism. Hillary Clinton was literally running the DNC and kicking out people who were fair and impartial, like Tulsi Gabbard. When she said we should have more debates, they got rid of Tulsi Gabbard. She was the deputy chair of the DNC at the time. They fired her immediately. Get the fuck out. All right, so. Here are what people are saying on Twitter. So now, the Hill tweeted this out. Trump kills Obama rule, allowing consumers to sue banks. I said, sincere thank you to Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Hillary Clinton for being so astronomically corrupt and incompetent simultaneously that they gave us Trump. Because that's who gave us Trump. If you read the WikiLeaks, you know that Hillary Clinton told all her friends in the media to please prop up Donald Trump. And they did, buddy. Boy, did they. And now we have Donald Trump as our president, thanks to Hillary Clinton and Debbie Wasserman Schultz cheating the guy who could have crushed Donald Trump. Cheated him. Now we know they cheated him 100%. And if she was such a strong candidate and she could have beat Donald Trump and the Republicans, why'd they have to cheat Bernie to do it? So this is the kind of pushback you get on Twitter, Sam. This is so this person says, stop feeding on what's ancient history and get on to change the DNC, or you will be able to look to yourself for the next cluster F up. So what I said to that person, if you look, I responded and I said, FYI, ignoring your abusers and shaming the messenger is what adult children of alcoholics do. Because it is. This is where it gets real interesting. He says, you're in a position to change the DNC. You're not a messenger. You're a commentator. Use your anger not to cry over spilt milk, but to create momentum. I said, see my previous tweet and then join Al-Anon. And here's my favorite response ever. Says, Al-Anon, no thanks. Punched my alcoholic father out happily. Left home at 15. Have no time for groups who pick over old wounds. Sounds like you're exactly who I thought you were. You're an adult child of an alcoholic who never addressed your problem, which is why you have misplaced loyalties, which is why you shoot the messenger and you protect your abuser. Because you're an adult child of an alcoholic, and the motherfucker admitted it. This is who is propping up Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. This is the mindset. By the way, it's not just this person, applesauce.
Poisonous plum.
Poisonous plum. It's not just poisonous plum applesauce. It's everybody at the Washington Post is doing that. The people at MSNBC are doing that. Yep. How about this guy from the Daily Kos? He does it. This guy says, so when I tweeted out that video, I was told that people are going to be coming for me because I say this stuff. And it is true. Here's this guy from the Daily Kos. His name is Armando. I tweeted out that thing that proved that Hillary Clinton's campaign hired somebody to work with their campaign and then coordinate inside the Kremlin to get dirt on Donald Trump. That's called collusion. That's what they did. They hired a guy working with Hillary Clinton's campaign, got info inside the Kremlin on Donald Trump. That's what that's called. So we made that video. We tweeted it out. This guy says, that's the quality work we've come to expect from TYT politics. So who is the guy like that who's upset that I told that story? What kind of guy does that? Well, he works for the Daily Kos, which we all know is they were anti-Bernie to the point where they banned people who were pro-Bernie from writing on their thing. And we all know that guy, Marilakoulis, is a jagoff corporatist who doesn't give a fuck about you or progressives, except he wants to hang out with rich fucking donors. That's who he is. He's a neoliberal. Okay. And here's who this guy is. Somebody, Aaron Cohen, called me, goes, here's the quality work we've come to expect from Armando. Alt-left, 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 alt. So he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. And, of course, Aaron pointed out, and Jimmy Dore doesn't work for TYT Politics. Nice job doing your research tool. I don't work for TYT Politics. Here's Armando today. Check this out. Important. This entire lie spewed by Donna Brazil is all about laying the groundwork for rigging the 2020 primary for Sanders. I know I say it as a joke a lot, but this guy is a mental case, a legitimate, unhinged. You think climate change deniers are out of their fucking mind? This guy Boy, I got to tell you, Donna Brazile really playing the long game, huh? First, she rigged the primary for Hillary so she could ultimately tell that story to rig it for frickin' Bernie in 2020. It's a brilliant thing. Why, Armando, do you hate women of color? Why are you a sexist? Why are you a sexist, misogynist, attacking women of color? Is that what you do? That's what Trump does. So that's who this guy is. That's got to be the most... Sam, is that the most mental Casey tweet you've ever seen in your life?
You're just trying to form the reality to fit your narrative, man. I mean, we watch this. Here's the thing about conspiracies, and there's always going to be crazy conspiracies out there, but political and corruption conspiracies over time tend to be found to be more right than wrong.
Yes.
Okay? And we were saying this was happening in real time. You were saying it. A bunch of people on YouTube were saying that this primary is getting rigged. Okay? When exit polls, when the Federal Election Committee says any exit poll off by 2% is election fraud, and we were seeing them at 13, 14%, okay? When MSNBC, a week before the California primary says, we're going to call it before we even get the results, and we see all this happening, and we go, and we see that Bernie Sanders is playing the Coliseum.
Yep.
And Hillary is putting Sam Tripoli numbers into a high school cafeteria.
Yep.
Okay? And we're like, how is one person winning and one person losing when the numbers, the visual eye numbers, don't match? This is the problem. Because people, Jimmy, would rather be right than do right. Oh. And that's where we're at right now. People would rather be right
than do right. That's good.
And that's where we're at. And that's what this guy, he wants to be right more than he wants to do right, which is like DNC, it's time to clean out. But no, he is literally, dude, he is literally shooting down a conspiracy with a conspiracy.
Yep.
And that makes me laugh because we have facts, we have numbers, we can crunch those all day. He has nothing but this weird kind of hope that he's right in the long run.
Yeah, this guy, this conspiracy theory... this makes, I don't know.
She went against him. Why is she setting it up for this long?
This is like
three-year plan when she obviously just went against him in the primary a year ago.
I would have, it would be a better story if you said Donna Brazile came down from a UFO and she's actually a lizard person. Like that would be more believable than this thing. Here's some more. Here's a guy named Adam Kahn. He says, this is the bullshit narrative people are saying today, Sam. Worth recalling that during the primary's first quarter of 2016, Clinton raised $15 million for DNC, and down-ballot Democrats, Sanders zero. It's also worth recalling that what we just found out is that all those $15 million Hillary Clinton raised for the DNC went right to Hillary Clinton's fucking campaign in Brooklyn. Do you remember that, right? That's the part of the story you're not reporting, that it didn't go to the down-ballot people. It actually just went to her campaign headquarters in Brooklyn, and that was why there was called a corruption. That was the big scandal, that she wasn't giving the money, that less than 1% of the money that she raised went to the down ballots, and it all went to her. That's why that's kind of... That's why this guy, Adam Kahn, is a fucking moron. And he's got more morony things to say. He says, mutual distrust all around. Sanders' actions didn't help. Bottom line, Clinton wiped out $10 million in DNC debt, gave $10 million to third place. Yeah, you know what that's called? He said, listen to this. This is good. He goes, bottom line, Clinton wiped out $10 million in DNC debt and gave it $10 million in surplus. So what that's called, Adam, that's not called someone bailing out the DNC. That's called a 100-millionaire plutocrat buying the nomination. That's not helping the DNC. That's called buying a nomination because they have that much money, and they did it in a way that's completely unethical and corrupt. That's not helping, you fucking asshole. You liar on purpose. Again, you're an adult child of an alcoholic if this is what you really think. He's got one more dumb thing to say. He goes, this infighting only helps deflect from Trump GOP corruption. You're doing the exact thing that you're accusing someone else of doing. You are trying to deflect from the rot inside the Democratic Party, which gave us Trump, you fucking genius. How do you think we got Trump? because people found Hillary Clinton so repulsive that they couldn't vote for her. Half the country stayed home, you nitwit. He goes, policies to destroy the environment. This infighting only helps deflect from Trump GOP's corruption policies to destroy the environment. Dems must unite or face repeat of 2016. Well, the Democratic National Committee just kicked the progressives off it. They just kicked the Bernie Sanders supporters out of the Rules Committee, which means they're going to rig the next fucking primary too, you dummy. So why don't you be angry at them? So what, he's, again, another one of these motherfuckers who doesn't have the shame mechanism connected in his brain, who wasn't raised right, who was beaten as a kid, or his dad was an alcoholic. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this guy, but this is the kind of psychotic mental gymnastics that people do to defend corruption and shit on the messenger who's calling out corruption. That is the exact opposite. That's what got you, Trump, you fucking idiot. Do you see this shit online, Sam?
It's unbelievable. Policies to destroy the environment. The queen of fracking was Hillary Clinton. The queen of fracking.
Yes.
Let's just honestly talk about this. Drug laws. She was the harshest on drug laws. She said research still needed to be out.
On marijuana.
On marijuana.
So
no,
what's
it doesn't. We've all smoked pot. It doesn't do anything. Okay? We know that. But because she's bought by the big pharmaceuticals, okay, and they don't want weed legal because you don't need their stuff. Yeah. She's putting out misinformation, okay? We are in this place with Trump because of Hillary and the DNC. There's no one else to blame. Women did not go out to support her. Trump got more votes by women than Hillary did. The black community did not go out and vote for her the way they voted for Obama. She completely lost huge parts of the Democratic Party because people were tired of the corruption. If you have to rig your primary, how do you expect to win the general?
I'm with Sam, with you 100%. So that's the kind of garbage that we've been dealing with. And now you know how messed. When you see that, now you go, oh, that's right. That guy's an adult child of an alcoholic. That guy has a little trouble with
rather be right than do right.
He'd rather be right than do right. Hey, thanks for watching the show. Please subscribe because YouTube's making it hard for people to catch our stuff. When you subscribe, please click that bell next to it so you'll get a notice when we drop a video. Thanks for watching. Please support us through Patreon or become buy a T-shirt or a mug or whatever. And we'll see you November 6th in Burbank, California for a live Jimmy Dore show. The next live Jimmy Dore show is November 6th in Burbank, California, and November 12th in Portland, Oregon. Link for tickets right there.